Let's move on towards our next paragraph of discussion from Clayden book. So this compound, what does it mean by this compound? So this compound means oleamide. Okay, this compound refers to oleamide. So this oleamide is a derivative of fatty acid. It is a derivative of fatty acid. Okay, derivative of fatty acid, and this particular compound disparlure. Okay, disparlure is also a derivative of fatty acid. Okay, so this particular compound, have a look, disparlure, this is also a derivative of fatty acid, and this particular compound oleamide is also a derivative of fatty acid. Now have a look, this name oleamide is not given in Clayden's book. Okay, keep this thing in mind. This name oleamide is not given in Clayden's book, and this particular compound is called as rumenic acid. This particular compound is called as rumenic acid. This particular name is also not given in Clayden book. So while making the notes, add this word there in the notes, and also this is given. Its name is given. This particular compound's name is given, but the common names of these two compounds, that is oleamide and rumenic acid, their common names are not given in second edition of Clayden. Okay, common names are not given. Only disparlure's common name is given. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. So this compound means which compound? Oleamide. Okay, this compound means oleamide. Okay, so this compound oleamide and disparlure is given over here. Okay, are both derivatives of fatty acids. Now, why is this compound and this compound, these two compounds, why are they derivatives of fatty acids? So they are derivatives of fatty acid. Okay, they are derivatives of fatty acid because because their biosynthesis, steps, because their biosynthesis steps are very similar to that of because their biosynthesis steps are very similar to that of fatty acid. Okay, they are derivatives of fatty acid. These two compounds, oleamide and disparlure, they are derivatives of fatty acids. Why is oleamide and disparlure derivative of fatty acid? They are derivative of fatty acids because their biosynthesis steps are very similar. Okay, their biosynthesis steps are very similar to that of fatty acid. Their biosynthesis steps are very similar to that of fatty acid. That's why they are called as derivative of fatty acid. Okay, so this is the thing. So this compound oleamide and disparlure are both derivatives of fatty acids. Okay, fatty acids in the diet are a popular preoccupation. What does it mean by preoccupation? Preoccupation. What is the meaning of the word preoccupation? Preoccupation means a point of deep thinking, a point of discussion. Okay, a point of discussion is called as preoccupation. A point of discussion is called as preoccupation. Okay, so these two compounds are derivative of fatty acids. Fatty acids in the diet. Diet means the food which we eat. What does it mean by diet? Diet means the food which we eat. Okay, diet means the food which we eat. So fatty acids in the diet are a popular preoccupation. Fatty acids in diet, that is in food. Fatty acids in the food are a popular preoccupation. Preoccupation means a point of discussion. So they are a popular point of discussion. Fatty acids in food are a popular point of discussion. Okay, and the good and bad qualities of saturates, monounsaturates, and polyunsaturates. Okay. Now, what does it mean by saturates? Okay. What does it mean by saturates? So in this paragraph, saturate means that no double bond present. No double bond present between no double bond present between carbon and carbon. So when no double bond when no double bond is present between carbon and carbon, when no double bond is present between two carbon atoms, when no double bond is present between two carbon atoms in the entire molecule, okay, in the entire molecule I am talking about, in the entire molecule, okay, in the entire molecule. Okay, in the entire molecule there is no double bond present between carbon and carbon atom in the entire molecule. So no double bond present, that means saturates. That means saturates. Okay. Now what does it mean by monounsaturates? Monounsaturates. Monounsaturates. The word mono simply implies that one. Mono means one. The prefix mono. The prefix mono implies one. Okay. And what does it mean by unsaturates? Okay. So saturate means no double bond present, and unsaturate, what does it mean by unsaturates? Unsaturate means double bond present. Okay. Double bond or triple bond. Okay. Double bond or triple bond present. Double bond or triple bond present. That is called as unsaturated. So what does it mean by monounsaturates? Monounsaturated means that one double bond, one double or triple. Okay, one double or triple bond, is present. Okay, is present between carbon and carbon atoms. Okay, one double or triple bond, either double bond or triple bond, is present between carbon and carbon atoms. Okay, that is the meaning of monounsaturates, that is one double or triple bond. Now what does it mean by polyunsaturates? Okay, so it is also written over here, polyunsaturates. What does it mean by polyunsaturates? Let us draw a segment over here. What does it mean by polyunsaturates? Okay, poly means many. The prefix poly implies many. The prefix poly implies many, and unsaturates, this implies double or triple bond. Okay, double or triple bond. Unsaturate means double or triple bond. Poly means many, so it means that more than one. Okay, more than one double or triple, more than one double or triple bond is present between carbon and carbon atoms. Okay, between carbon and carbon atoms in the molecule. So more than one double or triple bond is present between carbon and carbon atoms in the molecule. Okay, so one double bond, monounsaturated, one double triple bond, monounsaturated, more than one double triple bond, polyunsaturated. And what does it mean by saturate? Saturate means no double bond present. No double bond present means no double bond and no triple bond also, obviously. No double and no triple. Okay, and no triple. No double and no triple. No double and no triple. So that is the meaning of saturates, unsaturates, saturates, monounsaturates and polyunsaturates. This is the meaning. Okay. Now, the fatty acids in the food, okay, fatty acid in the diet are a popular point of thinking, that is popular preoccupation, and the good and bad qualities. Okay, so they have, fatty acids might have good qualities also, and they might have bad qualities also. And the good and bad qualities of saturates, monounsaturates and polyunsaturates. Okay, so when saturation is there is only single bond, and unsaturation, whenever unsaturation occurs, whenever unsaturation occurs, it means that at least one double or triple bond is present. Whenever unsaturation happens, at least one double or triple bond is present between the carbon atoms. Okay, so this is the meaning. Good and bad qualities of saturates, monounsaturates and polyunsaturates are continually in the news. So these things keep coming in the news, are continually in the news. Okay, and also on YouTube channels also. Okay, nowadays also on, along with news, also on YouTube channels, along with news also on YouTube channels. Okay, along with news also on YouTube channels, these bad and good and bad qualities, these good and bad qualities of saturates, monounsaturates and polyunsaturates. Okay, good and bad qualities of saturates, monounsaturates and polyunsaturates, these are discussed in the news and in YouTube channels also. One of the many dietary molecules, one of the many dietary molecules, that is, one of the many dietary molecule means one of the many molecules which is taken as a form of food. What does it mean by dietary molecule? Okay, what does it mean by dietary molecule? Dietary molecule is a molecule which is eaten as food. Dietary molecule which is ingested in the form of food. Okay, so one of the many dietary molecules reckoned. Okay, what does it mean by the word reckoned? Okay, RECK. What is the spelling? RECKONED. 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 It is means to have an opinion about something. Reckoned means to have an opinion. To have an opinion about something. Okay, reckoned means to have an opinion about something. Okay, so one of the many dietary molecules, that is one of the fatty acid. Okay, reckoned to have demonstrable anticancer, reckoned to have demonstrable anticancer activity. Okay, so reckoned to have remarkable anti-cancer activity is CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. Okay, so conjugated linoleic acid is this. Okay, rhumanic acid. This rhumanic acid is an example of conjugated linoleic acid. Okay, so rhumanic acid, this is the structure of conjugated linoleic acid. This is the structure of CLA. CLA means conjugated linoleic acid. CLA means conjugated linoleic acid. Okay, and this is the example, and this is rhumanic acid. This is rhumanic acid. Okay, now CLA is of many types. CLA is of many types. Okay, CLA is of many types. Conjugated linoleic acid is of many types, but rhumanic acid which has been drawn over here, the compound which has been drawn over here is rhumanic acid. The compound which has been drawn over here is rhumanic acid. Okay, so conjugated linoleic acid is of many types, and this is one of the example of conjugated linoleic acid, and it is rhumanic acid. It is rhumanic acid. Okay, the word is not given in the book. In the Clayden book, rhumanic acid word is not given. Okay, but keep that thing in mind that it is rhumanic acid. The structure which has been drawn in Clayden's book, that is rhumanic acid. Although he has not written, although the author has not written the fact there, but keep this thing in mind. Okay. So one of the many dietary molecules, reckoned means to have an opinion. So one of the many dietary molecules which has the opinion to have demonstrable anti-cancer activity. Okay, people have the opinion that it has anti-cancer activity, demonstrable anti-cancer activity. So people have an opinion about that dietary molecule that it has remarkable anti-cancer activity. Okay, demonstrable, and that is the thing. Is CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, which is found in dairy products. Okay, so this rhumanic acid, which is an example of linoleic acid, conjugated linoleic acid. Okay, so rhumanic acid, which is found in dairy products. So CLA is found in dairy products. Okay, so CLA is found in dairy products, and also most abundantly. Okay, and along with dairy products, also found in kangaroo meat. Okay, and also most abundantly found in kangaroo meat. Now this kangaroo meat is not common in India. This kangaroo meat Kangaroo meat. Eaten in Australia usually. Okay. Eaten in Australia usually. Okay, and exported. It is eaten in Australia and it is exported to Europe, USA, and China. It is exported to Europe, USA, and China. It is eaten in Australia and it is exported. Exported from where? Exported from Australia. Exported from Australia. Exported from Australia. So this is the thing. Indians do not know about kangaroo meat. Okay. So CLA is found in dairy products. This CLA which has anti-cancer activity. CLA which has anti-cancer activity, that is rumenic acid. That is rumenic acid. Rumenic acid. Okay. It is found in dairy products. What does it mean by dairy products? Dairy products. What does it mean? Dairy products means milk products. Dairy products means milk products. Milk products are called as dairy products. Okay, milk, milk products. Milk products are called as dairy products. So in dairy products, CLA is found. CLA is found in dairy products. Okay, and also the most abundant source of CLA. Most abundant source of CLA is in kangaroo meat. Kangaroo meat is the most abundant source of CLA. Okay, kangaroo meat is equal to most abundant. Okay, most abundant source of rumenic acid. Most abundant source of rumenic acid. Kangaroo meat. Okay, keep this thing in mind. So you must have the look at the structures. Okay, this is the structure of disparlure. Okay, now in the book this particular thing is given wrongly. Porthetria in the book it is written Portheria dispar, but it is not Portheria, it is Porthetria dispar. Okay, Porthetria dispar is the correct name. It is the correct name, and it is the name for gypsy moth. Gypsy moth. This is the binomial name. Binomial name of gypsy moth. Okay, what does it mean by binomial name? You can search the internet. It is the zoological name. Binomial name is the zoological. Binomial name is the zoological name. Okay, so gypsy moth, the thing which is called as gypsy moth in common language, the insect which is called as gypsy moth in common language. The insect which is called as gypsy moth in common language, it is called as Porthetria dispar. Porthetria dispar in scientific language. Okay, in common language we call gypsy moth, but in scientific language it is called Porthetria dispar. In scientific language it is called as Porthetria dispar. Now in the recent years, this Porthetria dispar term is no longer in use. This Porthetria, the T is missing here. Okay, there must be a T here in the book. So this Porthetria dispar has been discontinued. The name Porthetria dispar has been discontinued, and instead Limentria dispar is the correct term nowadays. In the recent years, this Limentria dispar is the correct name. Limentria dispar is the correct scientific name for gypsy moth. Limentria dispar is the correct scientific name for gypsy moth nowadays. In the olden days it was Porthetria dispar, and in the book T is missing. So keep this thing in mind. There is a typing error in the book. Okay, So this compound is called as disparlure. The most important thing is that this compound is called as disparlure. This thing you must keep in mind. This compound is called as disparlure. Disparlure. Okay. And what is this compound called? This compound is called as oleamide. This compound is called as oleamide. Okay, its IUPAC name is given over here. Its IUPAC name is also given. Okay. And this compound is called as luminic acid. It is a dietary anti-cancer agent. It is a dietary anti-cancer agent. Luminic acid is an anti-cancer agent which is present in food. Okay. And this oleamide, that is this particular compound, it is fatty acid derivative. Okay, it is fatty acid derivative and it induces sleep. It induces sleep. It induces sleep in animals also, in animals and humans also. Okay, in animals, which kind of animals? Cats and rats. Cats and rats. It induces sleep. It induces sleep in cats and rats, and also in humans. It is also responsible for sleep. It also induces sleep in humans as well. Okay, it also induces sleep in humans as well, just like cats and rats. Okay, so this is the compound which induces the sleep, and this is the sex pheromone. This is the sex pheromone. What does it mean by pheromone? Pheromone is a volatile material which is released in the form of scent. Okay, what is pheromone? Pheromone, it is volatile liquid. Volatile liquid. Volatile liquid. Volatile liquid released in the form of volatile liquid released in the form of scent. Okay, so this is sex pheromone, that is, it is released by female gypsy moth. It is released by female gypsy moth. It is released by female gypsy moth to attract male gypsy moth, to attract male gypsy moth for what purpose? For sex, or you can say for mating, for having sex, or mating, for mating purpose, or having sex. So this is the meaning of pheromone. Now pheromone is not just released for sex only. Okay, sometimes the pheromone might also be released for other purpose as well. Pheromone can also be released for other purpose. So for example, marking danger. In case of danger also pheromone might be released. Okay, for marking territory, for territory marking. Okay, in case of danger also pheromone might be released in territory marking purpose. Okay, territory marking purpose, for that purpose also pheromone might be released. So pheromone just doesn't have only the function of sex only. Never think like that. Pheromone is useful for other matters as well, for other purposes as well. Okay, pheromone is useful for other purposes as well. Okay, but most commonly it is used for mating. Most commonly it is used for having sex or mating. That is the most common use, although it might also be used in case of danger and in case of territory marking. Okay, so this is the structure of disparlure, and it is also a fatty acid derivative. Remember this thing, this is also a fatty acid derivative. Why is it also a fatty acid derivative? It is also a fatty acid derivative because the biosynthesis is very similar to fatty acids, because the biosynthesis route is very similar to fatty acids. The biosynthesis route, as it is very similar to fatty acids, that's why it is called as a derivative of fatty acid. That's why it is called a derivative of fatty acid. Okay, so thank you very much. We have discussed everything. Okay.